Hey, hello, bonjour. Welcome to Entailing Tales with Sush. A long, long time ago, in a faraway land, there was a poor miller who wanted to get rich. The miller had a beautiful daughter, and one day, having to go to speak with the king, he said, in order to make himself seem important, that he had a daughter who could spin straw into gold. The king ordered the miller, "If your daughter is so clever, bring her to the castle in the morning, and I will check if she really is as useful as you say." So, the miller's daughter had to go to the king's palace at once. The king took her to a room piled with straw from floor to ceiling. He pointed to the spinning wheel in the middle of the room. He said, "Now go to work. If by morning you have not spun this straw into gold, you will die." With these words, he shut the room door. Left alone in the locked room, the miller's daughter started crying because she did not know how to turn all that straw into gold. All at once, the door opened, and in stepped a little man who said,
"Good evening, fair maiden. Why do you weep so much? I can help you turn the straw into gold, but you should give me your gold necklace in exchange."
She agreed. The next day, the king came in. He was astonished. He saw that the straw was gone, and now the room was filled with gold.
"Put her in a bigger room with more straw tonight. If she turns it into gold, I will free her," the king ordered.
That night, the imp appeared again and offered to help her, but this time he asked her for her ring. By the morning, the straw had been turned into gold, and the imp had disappeared into thin air. Once again, the king was astonished by the miller's daughter. The king took the girl to the biggest room yet. He had already filled with straw. In the morning, he would send his son to the room to see if the work was done. If it was, she was to marry the prince. But he told the girl in a loud, booming voice, if she could not do the task, she would marry no one at all, for she would die. When the maiden was left alone, the imp again appeared and asked for the third time,
"What will you give me to do this for you?"
"I have nothing left to give you," the girl said.
"You can promise me that you will give me a first child in exchange for my help,"
the imp answered. The girl had no choice. Not knowing how else to help herself out of her trouble, she promised the dwarf what he desired. He immediately set about and finished spinning. When morning came and the prince arrived, all the straw was spun into gold. The prince and the miller's daughter fell in love, and the two were married. It was not long after the wedding when the terrible old king died. The prince became the king, and the miller's daughter became the queen. In time, the new queen had a baby of her own, a son. Joy filled the palace, until one day when the queen was alone in her room, the imp appeared and said,
"Give me what you promised."
"I will give you as much gold as you wish. Just don't take my child," she begged.
"I have no interest in your gold, but I will let you keep your child if you guess my name within 3 days,"
he answered. The queen agreed. 2 days passed and she kept listing names unsuccessfully. William, Oliver, Peter, George, Harry, Nathan, Ben, Lucas, Charles, Alexander, Daniel, Max. But the imp kept saying
No.
to all her guesses. The third day, the queen did not know what to do. If I have peace and quiet, maybe I will think of something, she thought. The queen went into the woods. All of a sudden, the queen saw the light of a fire far away. She stepped closer. At last, there in front of a fire danced a little man. It was he, the very same imp. Very quietly, the queen listened. As the little man danced, he sang,
Tonight, tonight, my plans I make. Tomorrow, tomorrow, the baby I take. The queen will never win the game, for Rumpelstiltskin is my name.
Rumpelstiltskin, said the queen. That night, when the imp appeared, the queen went through more names as if she did not know.
No, 1,000 times no,
Said the imp.
You're wasting my time. I will give you one last guess. Then that is the end.
And she finally listed Rumpelstiltskin.
Rumpelstiltskin?
Yelled the imp.
How could you know?
He was so mad that he stamped his feet. He stamped them so hard that a very big hole opened in the ground and he disappeared into it forever. The royals and their people lived happily ever after. There are morals from the story about being honest, the false use of power and greed. Overall, I think the most valuable lesson would be to be careful of what we say or what we promise and to whom we say so. The miller's lie may have made the miller feel important for a minute, but it ended up nearly costing him his daughter and his grandchild. Irrespective of the emotion we are in, let us bring to practice the habit to pause a minute, think, and then respond and not react to a situation. Let's learn and grow together. Hope you would have enjoyed this
Fairy tale?
Kindly let me know your comments and the other topics you would like to listen to through my Instagram page, Entailing Tales. Thank you and cheers to a happy living.